Namaste, Namaskaram, and welcome back to Infinite Abundance. We are on a journey through the Dasavatara, the 10 incarnations of Vishnu. Each avatar a chapter in the greatest story ever told, the story of life itself, of consciousness evolving, of dharma being restored, age after age. In our first episode, we met Matsya, the fish who protected sacred knowledge as the world drowned in flood. In our second, we witnessed Kurma, the tortoise, who gave the cosmic churning its foundation, teaching us patience and collective strength. Today, we go deeper, literally into the cosmic ocean, to witness the avatar who dove into darkness and lifted the entire earth back to the light. This is the story of Varaha, the boar, the third avatar of Vishnu, the rescuer of the earth herself. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the universe before structure, before continents, before rivers and forests, and the warmth of sunlight on earth. In Hindu cosmology, between the great cycles of creation, there are moments when the universe dissolves back into the primordial waters. The earth itself, Bhudevi, the earth goddess, can be lost in that chaos, swallowed by the infinite ocean of unmanifest existence. This is the context for Varaha's arrival. It is not just a story about a demon. It is a story about what happens when the very ground beneath you is stolen, when the foundation of all life is threatened. The demon's name is Hiranyaksha, brother of Hiranyakashipu, the same tyrannical king we will encounter in our next episode. Hiranyaksha had received great powers through severe austerities, and like many who gain power without wisdom, he used it to disrupt. He seized the earth, Bhudevi, and dragged her down into the depths of the cosmic ocean, the Garbhodaka, down into the darkness of the abyss. The gods were helpless, the sages were despairing. Brahma, the creator, meditated on Vishnu in anguish, and from Brahma's nostrils, in some versions of the story, incredibly small at first, there emerged a tiny boar. Let us pause on Hiranyaksha for a moment, because he is more than a villain, he is an archetype. In Sanskrit, Hiranyaksha means golden-eyed, one who sees everything through the lens of gold, of material gain, of power and possession. He does not destroy the earth out of hatred. He steals it because he can, because he has the power to, and no one has stopped him. This is a pattern humanity has recognized across civilizations. The one who accumulates power without responsibility, the one who takes without giving back, the one who treats the earth, the very ground of existence, as something to be owned, dominated, and exploited. Hiranyaksha challenged all of heaven. He mocked the gods, he roamed the cosmic ocean, shaking its depths, and somewhere in that darkness, the earth waited, trapped, unable to sustain life, unable to support the cycles of seasons, and rivers and the breath of living things. This moment, the earth submerged, life on pause, creation holding its breath, in the context in which Vishnu acts, and the form he chooses is deliberate, a boar. Why a boar? Because a boar does what other animals cannot. A boar digs. A boar roots through earth, through mud, through darkness. A boar does not fear the depth. It moves through what others avoid. Varaha grew. From a tiny creature emerging from Brahma's nostril, he expanded to fill the cosmos. His body became the universe itself. The Vedas were his tusks. The gods were his limbs. The sacred fires were his eyes. He was not just a boar. He was the totality of creation taking form to rescue creation. He dove into the cosmic ocean, down through the churning waters, down past the realm of the Nagas and the underwater kingdoms, down to the very bottom of the Garbhodaka, where Hiranyaksha held Bhudevi captive. Hiranyaksha, furious, challenged Varaha to battle, and for 1,000 years, in cosmic time, in the deep time of myth, they fought. The demon with his great mace and power, the avatar with divine strength and purpose. And at the end, Varaha prevailed. The demon was slain, and then, with Bhudevi balanced on his tusks, like a flower resting on a lotus, Varaha rose, up through the waters, through the darkness, back towards the light. He placed the earth back in her proper orbit. He set her spinning again. The waters receded to their proper places. The continents rose. The rivers began to flow. The world breathed again. Now let us look at this myth through the lens of science, and what we find is astonishing. Approximately 375 million years ago, in the period scientists call the Devonian, something extraordinary happened. For the first time, vertebrate life began to move from water to land. The ancestors of all land animals, including us, made that first journey. From the ocean onto ground into a new world. This is precisely what Varaha symbolizes. The movement from the primordial ocean to solid ground. The establishment of the earth as a home for complex life. And in human evolutionary terms, the Varaha age corresponds to the transition from nomadic, water-dependent survival to settled agricultural civilization. The first human settlements were along rivers, the Indus, the Nile, the Tigris, and the Euphrates, the Ganges. Humans learned to work the earth, to dig like a boar, to plant, to irrigate, to build. The relationship between humanity and the land became the foundation of civilization. Just as Varaha rescued Bhudevi from the depths, early humans rescued themselves from the precarious existence of hunter-gatherers by developing a sustained, respectful relationship with the earth itself. But there is another layer to Varaha's teachings, a layer that speaks very directly to the age we live in today. Bhudevi, the earth goddess, is not a passive victim in this story. In many versions, when Varaha rescues her, she speaks, she expresses her love and gratitude. She is a conscious being, she has feeling, she has dignity. And Varaha's act of lifting her gently on his tusks is not just an act of power, it is an act of care, of reverence, of recognizing that the earth is not merely a resource to be exploited, but a being worthy of protection and love. The teachings cut to the heart of one of humanity's greatest challenges. We have inherited the role of stewards of the earth, and we have often played the role of Hiranyaksha instead, taking without giving back, dragging Bhudevi deeper into the crisis of our own making. Varaha asks us, what is your relationship with earth? Are you the demon who steals her for gain? Or are you the avatar who dives into the darkness to restore what was lost? Stewardship over exploitation. Courage paired with compassion. Strength directed towards restoration. That is the teaching of Varaha. From the depths of the cosmic ocean, the earth rises, carried on the tusks of the divine, placed gently back into her orbit, and life, magnificent, resilient, determined, begins again. Varaha has shown us that rescue is possible, that even in the darkest depths, when all seems lost, the divine is already diving down to reach us. In our next episode, we will meet the avatar who emerges not from water or ocean or the earth, but from a stone pillar, at the precise intersection of inside and outside, of day and night, of man and animal, when a child's devotion invites the impossible. Narasimha, half man, half lion, arrives to answer a question that every age must face. What do you do when the rules themselves protect the tyrant? Join us for episode 4 of the Dasavatara series on infinite abundance. If this episode spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below which avatar story resonates most deeply with you. Until next time, Namaste.